UFC Baku. How we doing, everybody? My name is Young Pasty, aka the White Boy Wonder, and I'm here today to give you a pick and a prediction for every single fight on the card. Okay? Main event, Jamahal Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr. Not too bad. Okay, we have some Alex Pereira victims. Rafael Fiziev versus Ignacio Bahamondes, a solid co-main event. We got Tagir Ulanbekov back, Khabib's student. So, there's a few good fights here on the card. It's going down in Baku, Azerbaijan. Start time is 12 p.m. Eastern, so we have a little bit of an earlier start time. Okay, so keep that in mind here. 12 fights on the card. Hopefully it stays that way. Maybe we can add another one if it comes up to that. I don't know. But I'm pretty excited for this card. There's lots of good fights. So, as we always do, guys, we have to recap UFC Atlanta last week. Picks. We went 8-4 on the picks. Not too bad. Our losses here: Umar Sy completely got fraud checked. Joaquin Buckley. I mean, Usman still has it. Okay. Cody Durden couldn't survive past the first round. Then Angelusa completely fumbled the bag. So those are the losses there. But some veteran wins by Ricky Simone and Rose and Edmond. Edmond showed he can go all 3 rounds. He's not just a first round guy, and after that bust. Ronnie Barcelos beats Cody Garbrandt. And Cody Garbrandt, showboating in the first round, costing the fight. I don't think. I mean, look, he gassed out after that. Low volume. I just saw it coming. And then that Malcolm Wellmaker KO. It was insane. It was expected, but it was awesome. So, overall, 8-4 on the picks for last week. Not too bad. And then for the year 2025, we are 150-87. So, let's move that good momentum into this week here for UFC Baku. Our main event, we have Jamahal Sweet Dreams Hill versus Khalil Rountree Jr., the Warhorse. Odds on the fight, plus 136 for Jamahal Hill and minus 162 for Khalil Rountree Jr. My pick for this fight is going to be Jamahal Hill. Look, I'm not a fan of Jamahal Hill. I'm really not. He's had some bad momentum lately, even though they are versus some elite guys here in the division, right? Alex Pereira and Jiri. Jamahal Hill was the champion. Okay, I will just say that. Even though it was very short-lived. So, he's super hittable. He's chinny. He has low hands at times. Sometimes he looks kind of out of shape. He's unfocused. Makes excuses. And I'm sitting here presenting you all the red flags. But I actually think Jamahal Hill is more technically sound than Khalil Rountree. And that's where he will find success. He can find a lot of success with the kicks, too. He can chop up Khalil Rountree's leg and really limit that mobility there on his end. Jamahal Hill has some pretty flashy kicks. He is good at range, and he has pretty good distance management. I think he can keep Khalil Rountree off of him a lot. I think that he can miss and avoid a lot of the shots that come from Khalil Rountree's way. I just think people are sleeping on Jamahal Hill. I think everybody wants to see him knocked out. I mean, would that be awesome? Yeah, but I just think he has enough to win this fight. And look, respect to Khalil Rountree Jr. for what he's going through, but the level of competition he is facing is not to the level Jamahal Hill is. Okay? Alex Pereira, yeah, you guys both fought him. That's a wash. But Jiri Prochazka, Glover Teixeira, right? Thiago Santos, Johnny Walker. I would say Khalil Rountree's not going up against guys like that. And Khalil Rountree, look, he's 13-6. Right, he has some losses in the past. This dude lost to Ion Cutelaba back in the day, but you're beating Anthony Smith and getting a title shot, make that make sense. Okay, and this isn't some Anthony Smith from 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Chris Daukaus, Dustin Jacoby. Now, this fight showed me a lot. Showed me that he has trouble with people that are more technically sound than him and are good at keeping the distance. I think Jamahal Hill is really good at that. And yeah, look, I know Jamahal Hill's not very active. He needs more volume. Not the best in brawls. Is very chinny and hittable. But I just feel like those are from some heavy hands, right? And Khalil Rountree does have heavy hands. I will say that. All right, a knockout wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, Rountree's a dog. He's tough. He's jacked. But he can get picked apart at range. He has decent cardio. Nice hooks and straights. A nice little 1-2. Good power. Good knees. Nice in the clinch. And honestly, like, his last fight versus Poatan, he did find success in the first 2 rounds. Like, he technically won those first 2 rounds on the judges' scorecards. Go look him up. He brings decent pressure. We'll see who wins that battle. Probably him, as Jamahal Hill's kind of like move in and out with his shots, skirt around the octagon. It's a bigger octagon, which I like. If this was in a smaller octagon, I will probably be leaning Khalil Rountree. But he has nice little blitzes and small combos, Rountree does. So I just think Jamahal Hill has the edge. He's like the more technical fighter. I think he can pick him apart at range. And ultimately, I think it goes to decision. I got Jamahal Hill by decision to beat Khalil Rountree as an underdog. Give me the former champ. Now, I'm already going to scroll down here and look. I know everyone on Tapology is probably going to be on Khalil Rountree. Let's see it. Yep. 71% of people on Tapology are picking Khalil Rountree, most say by KO. 29% of people are picking Jamahal Hill, and most say by KO. So, a lot of people anticipating a knockout's going to happen. If Jamahal Hill's getting knocked out, it's going to be earlier on. If Khalil Rountree's getting knocked out, it's going to be later on. Because these dudes, he's tough. So we'll see what happens. But I got Jamahal Hill as the pick. All right, our co-main event. A banger, I'll say. This is a good fight. We have Rafael Fiziev, Ottoman, versus Ignacio Bahamondes, La Juala. Odds on the fight, minus 108 for Rafael Fiziev and minus 112 for Ignacio. My pick for this fight is going to be Ignacio Bahamondes. Oh, man. My dude has so much better momentum than Rafael Fiziev does. And honestly, even though Fiziev had that great run, he really is like even though it was just one fight, like, that knee injury messed him up, man. He did not look really that good in his last fight. His striking was stiff. Wasn't shooting for any really takedowns or wrestling. Had some clinch moments against the fence, and he had okay knees and shots here and there, but ultimately couldn't hold position, right? I just think Ignacio Bahamondes, he's younger, he's taller, he's longer. I mean, gosh, what are the stats on this? 6'3" to 5'8", 4.5-inch reach. Ignacio's training with Bilal. He has pretty good boxing. Like, his gym and his partners are solid, right? I like his team. He's powerful, dude. And he's shown that, right? Knocked out Manuel Torres. Shown he has some groundwork, too. Subbed up Jalen Turner, who's a crafty submission guy. Great combos, good at range. Honestly, I just see him picking apart Rafael Fiziev, dude. He's just going to pick apart Rafael Fiziev at range. And it's probably going to go all 3 rounds because Fiziev is a tough dog. We just saw him go all 3 rounds with Justin Gaethje. Even though, yes, at times he got, knocked down and clipped pretty good. And this is a quick turnaround, too, from a Justin Gaethje fight like that, even though that fight was on short notice. It's just like, are we going to see him bring this intense, frantic pace like he usually brings, where he's pressuring, he's striking real good, he's throwing in those great leg kicks, he has great leg kicks to the calf and to the body. It's going to be tough with this range, though. And if things clinch up, I think Ignacio Bahamondes can flip position on the fence. He's good in the clinch, has nice knees. Like that frame he has for light heavyweight is crazy. Not light heavyweight, lightweight, sorry. But yeah, the odds have flipped here, guys. Ignacio was an underdog last week. He's now the slight favorite at minus 112. So yeah, I got Ignacio Bahamondes. The momentum, the striking, the youthfulness, the power. He's climbing, dude. He's climbing. Rafael Fiziev is kind of declining. So it's going to be a good fight, though. I'm over here, kind of crapping on Rafael Fiziev. This dude's a dog. Okay, look at this win streak that he had, guys. I mean, dating back to 2019. Alex White, Mark Diake, Renato Moicano, Hanato Moicano, Bobby Green, Brad Riddell, RDA. Like, that was an insane run he had from 2019 to 2022. This dude was a dog. Okay, he was winning left and right. Loses to Justin Gaethje twice. Gets injured here for Jesus Gamrot. So it's like, up until he wasn't, this dude was the shit. So I just think he's on the decline. Ignacio's on the rise. The younger guy's going to get the best of him. Rafael's tough. He'll be able to go all 3 rounds. I got Ignacio by decision. That's my official pick. Wow, this is closer than I thought. So Tapology, wow, and I'm on the other side. So 52% of people on Tapology are picking Rafael Fiziev. 48% of people are picking Ignacio Bahamondes, and most say by decision. They say this fight will go to by decision. I agree. So, wow, this is closer than I thought. I thought Bahamondes would be, picked by 60-70% of the people. So, all right, we move on. We have Curtis Razor Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev. Odds on the fight, we have minus 285 for Curtis Blaydes and plus 230 for Rizvan. My pick for this fight is going to be Curtis Razor Blaydes. Give me the UFC vet. What are we doing here? This Rizvan guy, this is his UFC debut, guys. And he's going up against a Curtis Blaydes who literally just fought Tom Aspinall. Who literally just beat Jailton Almeida a year ago. I mean, come on, dude. What are we doing here? I don't believe this. Curtis Blaydes is the much better fighter here. Are they going to give Kuniev, he's fighting in the Middle East. He's from Russia. Are they going to give him a little bias? I don't know. Again, Rizvan got popped for roids. Okay? He got popped for roids back in the day. He's very inactive. Not only do you get popped for roids, but you're only fighting once a year. You win once on Dana White Contender Series, can't get a contract. Now you have to come back and get another one. He is a big boy, right? He's big. He has shorter arms. As I just said, he's very inactive. He can get held up against the fence pretty easy. He does have KO power. I mean, all these heavyweights do, right? Has some decent kicks, some decent front kicks that are nice. His defense is sloppy, though. His striking can be sloppy at times. I mean, he has, decent takedowns and, some pretty solid ground control, but it's against people that aren't the level of Curtis Blaydes is. Yeah, he's from Dagestan. Okay. But, your UFC debut is against a ranked opponent? Like Curtis Blaydes? No way, dude. There's no way. Curtis Blaydes is, honestly, one of the best wrestlers in heavyweight division right now. He will take you down pretty easy. He's top 5 wrestler, in my opinion. Right? Well, he's ranked 5th in the world. Anyway. I think he's top 5 wrestler in the heavyweight division. I think that any takedown attempts or threats are going to be avoided. I mean, we just saw him with Jailton Almeida, and we saw how that went, right? Is Rizvan going to ragdoll Curtis? No. If anything, Curtis will be ragdolling Rizvan, or he'll just keep it on the feet, and he'll strike with him. I think he has the better striking. I think he's pretty clean boxing. He has good fence work. He's pretty decent cardio. I just think he'll maybe, just want to get easy takedowns, right? Trips against the fence, a knockdown from a big punch, something like that. I just think that a veteran lesson is going to be taught here, okay? We see it all the time. And Rizvan's not like this, the next star. And you're just going to jump up to fucking 5th? No way, dude. Curtis Razor Blaydes is my pick. Now, again, is my by knockout, dude. Probably by ground and pound in the 2nd or 3rd round. So Curtis Blaydes by knockout is my pick. But this is the heavyweight division. Anything can freaking happen. I'll say that. I mean, shoot, this is the UFC. Anything can happen. So we'll see what the people on Tapology have to say. Yeah, they are on my side too. So 87% of people are picking Curtis Blaydes, most say by KO. 13% of people are picking Rizvan Kuniev, and most say by KO. So too quick, too fast, man. You need to build your way up to Curtis Blaydes, not just take him on immediately. So. All right, next fight on the card, we have Tofiq Musayev going up against Myktybek Orolbai. Those are some freaking names there. Odds in the fight, we have minus 163 for Orolbai and plus 137 for Tofiq. My pick for this fight is going to be Tofiq Musayev. All right. If you guys don't know who Tofiq Musayev is, he is a former Rizvan guy. Okay, had a little stint in Bellator, didn't last too long. Obviously, we see where Bellator is; it's nowhere. But yeah, primarily fighting in Rizvan. Now, I will say this, and I'll get these out right off the bat. He is sus to submissions. He is kind of a little bit skinnier and is coming off almost a 2-year layoff, 1 year and 7 months. So, and older at 35 years old. So I'll get those, red flags kind of out of the way. But other than that, Tofiq's a super well-rounded fighter. I think he has some pretty smooth striking, has nice combos. Like, this dude can crack, right? Nice counters, nice jabs, good kicks. Like, he's light on his feet. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, stuff like that. Like, he's good. Tofiq Musayev is good. I think he's the much better striker, in my opinion, here. Mixes in feints. Has good cardio. Training with Fiziev. Even though I was crapping on Fiziev a little bit earlier, Fiziev is a pretty good fighter. So, been training with him there recently. Good kicks. All levels. Definitely has much more MMA experience. 22-5 versus 13-2-1. So there's just been some fights, and I think he's the underdog here because I don't think he's ever kind of gone up against Orolbai brings on the pressure. Shoot takedowns a lot. And even though he can't really hold people on the ground too much, you can probably get back up. Tofiq will probably be able to get back up if taken down. He will probably get taken down a couple times. The submission threat's there. And it's like, how good is Musayev at avoiding the submission threat, and how much has he been working on with that? Orolbai is tough, dude. This guy's a warrior. He's battle tested. I don't know if you guys have not seen this Rebecca fight, go watch it, dude. It's a freaking war. It's fun as hell. They both eat shots like crazy. Honestly, I had him in that fight. I think he won that fight. He lost it by split. Honestly, it could have gone either way, right? They were both getting hit with crazy shots. So, but needless to say, he's very hittable. So I think Tofiq can really, get the striking in. And we saw in that last fight, if you avoid the takedowns and make Orolbai strike with you, you might have the edge. Even though Orolbai is a pretty dang good striker too, right? He's constantly pressuring. I think Tofiq's going to be on the back foot a lot of this fight unless he establishes his presence and moves forward. I'd love to see that, but I don't think it's going to happen. But Orolbai has pretty good pressure. Good work on the fence, but he kind of fades in round 3, man. Gets a little tired with all this pressure that he puts out. And I wish he had better top control because he doesn't, right? Like, he can't hold people on the ground. Although, Tofiq's probably going to be a lot skinnier than Orolbai, and I don't know, the frame of him, I don't know, Orolbai may be able to... Look, as I say this, the submission is live on the Orolbai side, okay? I'll just say that. But I think Tofiq Musayev takes this by decision, okay? His UFC debut, it's not like these other UFC debuts that we've seen with, like, these other people from other organizations, right? Specifically these Bellator guys, right? Patchy, coming over and fumbling, but he's going up against a 10th ranked fighter in Mario Bautista, right? Gosh, who else was there? We saw Michael Chandler do his thing, but it's like they're stuffing these other guys in from organizations too early in these fights, and they end up fumbling. So I think this is a good introduction for him into the UFC. He has a couple years left, so we'll see what he's got. But I think Tofiq Musayev takes this in a close, competitive decision. What do the people on Tapology have to say? Holy moly. 86% of people are picking Orolbai, mostly by decision. 14% of people picking Musayev mostly by decision. Dang. There's so much love for Orolbai. Why is he not a bigger favorite? That's what I ask. He's only minus 163. So. Next fight. All right, our first OV of the night. We have Nazim Sadykhov, a.k.a. the Black Wolf, versus Nikolas Motta, Iron. Odds on the fight, we have minus 455 for Nazim and plus 350 for Nikolas Motta. My pick for this fight is going to be Nazim Sadykhov. And I don't say that with too much confidence because as we roll through the win-loss record of Nazim Sadykhov in his UFC tenure, he's had luck on his side quite frequently. Okay, I want to just recap his wins here real quick. Okay, this last fight versus Ismail Bonfim. So it was unclear. I think there was a miscommunication between Bonfim and the doctor saying he didn't want to continue because Bonfim did want to continue. I think there was no injury after the fight, Bonfim said, so he wanted to continue. He lucked out on getting this win here due to a miscommunication. A majority draw versus Borshev. So it's a competitive fight, right? But, like, why are you going to a majority draw with Borshev? We've seen what he has shown in the UFC, and it's okay. Cannot give you grief over this Terrence McKinney win. Solid win. Had a nice submission in the second round. Evan Elder doctor stoppage. Now, if it wasn't for the doctor stoppage, Evan Elder was on his way to a victory there. And honestly, I thought Evan Elder could continue, and he wanted to continue. He's really upset about that one. So, then I can't give you crap about this Ahmad Hassanda fight from Dana White Contender Series. Anyway, I'm just saying, luck's really been on this guy's side. But anywho, he's not like a terrible fighter, right? He's a pretty good striker. He has good kicks. He's powerful. Honestly, he has good takedowns and good takedown defense. Has nice sprawls. He can get hit at times, and we've seen that in dang near all his fights, but he can take them. He's a tough cookie, man. Has nice combinations that he puts together. I like his volume that he puts out. I think he's a little more technical than Nikolas Motta. Puts on a good pace. Again, tough guy. Like, I can't stress that enough. Dude's tough as hell. Has nice fence work, too, so. Overall, more of like a standing striker. Nikolas Motta is no one to sleep on, though. Okay? I think these odds are not justified. Plus 350 for Nikolas Motta. I might have to see what that KO prop's looking like because dude has big hands. His nickname's Iron for a reason. Put iron on his... There must be iron in his knuckles. Like, he punches damn hard, dude. He has KO power. Has some decent UFC experience. Now, honestly, half his fights go by KO, win-loss, or by decision. So it's not like he lives or dies by the KO. It's about half of his outcomes. So now he does get held against the fence pretty easy. I think Nazim Sadykhov can take advantage of that. He's not the best in like the, this kickboxing technical kind of fight, right? Like he's like looking to find that shot. He's got these long lanky arms. What's the reach here? 70.5. Training with Extreme Couture, so a pretty good gym. He gives up takedowns pretty easy though. So if Nazim wants to take that path, I think he probably could. I think he can get controlled on the fence. I think Nazim will end up throwing out more volume against Nikolas Motta, and that'll be the downfall to Motta if it does go to decision, which I think it does. But the Motta KO is live, man. Like Nazim Sadykhov has been cracked before, and I don't know. Nikolas Motta got some power in his hands, man. Like, knocked out Tom Nolan in, the first round? Like, in a matter of seconds? It was crazy. Beat Mahasheti just 6 months ago. Lost to Manuel Torres. That dude's a first-round killer, but that's what happened there. No contest versus Trey Ogden. Like, Nikolas Motta's not bad, right? I don't like the odds at all, but yeah, the pick is Nazim Sadykhov. I got him by decision. What does Tapology have to say? Oh my gosh. 95% of people are picking Sadykhov Mosayev by KO. That's crazy. 5% of people picking Nikolas Motta, and it's about 50-50, half KO, half decision. So Nazim Sadykhov by KO. He has not KO'd anybody in the UFC. He hasn't. Like, these are all KOs. You know, so okay, that's the pick. Nazim Sadykhov by decision. Moving on. All right, we have Muhammad Naimov, the Hillman, versus Bogdan Grad, the Unleashed. Odds on the fight, minus 218 for Naimov and plus 180 for Bogdan Grad. That's our second OV of the night. When I say that, that means their last name ends in OV. If you know, you know. Anyway, my pick for the fight is going to be Muhammad Naimov. I'm actually a little surprised by these odds. I thought they'd be a little bit wider because Muhammad Naimov has a lot more UFC experience than Bogdan Grad does, and has, you know, some actually pretty good wins. And his loss to Felipe Lima is really aging, not, you know, pretty good, because Felipe Lima is a killer. Actually, Felipe Lima just announced, not him, but this fight's just announced. Felipe Lima versus Peyton Talbot. That would be a good one. But anyway, Muhammad Naimov has wins over Jamie Malarkey, Nathaniel Wood, Eric Silva, Con Hopefully. Nathaniel Wood decision's a pretty good dang win. You know, had some sketchy moments in the third, and, you know, honestly, he can fade at later times, and that's where Bogdan Grad could shine, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this Bogdan Grad fight versus Michael Aswell. Gosh, great fight. They were just throwing back and forth and back and forth. Like, Bogdan Grad is a dog, dude. He is just constant pressure. He's tough as hell, has heart, moves forward constantly. Like, this dude loves to brawl. Like, put him in a bar fight, he'd be throwing glasses and punching people like crazy and be smiling the whole time. Now, his wins are meh. You know what I mean? Michael Aswell, not really the best. Lucas Alexander proved to be a bum. So it's like, you know, he's not really beating the best people, and he's really sloppy and super hittable. So, like, you know, that's not good. Right? You can be like this super aggressive pressure guy, but if you're throwing sloppy strikes and not having a good defense, and, you know, like, it's not going to go well. So Muhammad Naimov, he's one of the OVs, and honestly, here's what's going to happen. He's going to take this guy down and control him. So he has super good takedowns. Bogdan Grad's going to throw some wild shots probably at some point. Muhammad Naimov is going to find the takedown. We're going to see him control him on the mat for quite some time, dude. Now, Bogdan Grad could crack Naimov. Like, we could see it happen. Naimov is a little bit chinny. Okay, I will say that. A little bit chinny. And Naimov tends to cheat a lot. But you got to bet on the cheater. You got to pick the cheater. He keeps getting away with all this stuff. Fence grabs, eye pokes, nut kicks. I mean, you name it. He's doing what he can to cheat in the octagon. He's getting away with it. So, I mean, I can't blame the guy, but no points are getting taken away from him. But, you know, he's definitely won a couple of questionable decisions. Let's just say that. But he's fighting down in competition, dude. Right? You're fighting Bogdan Grad, who's coming off a win against a bum. Like, that's your UFC debut. Like, this guy should not be in the UFC. Lucas Alexander, not at all. So, and it's a split decision win over Michael Aswell. I'll give you that. So, Muhammad Naimov is fighting way better guys like Nathaniel Wood, Eric Silva, Felipe Lima, Con Hopefully. I think all of these guys, besides Con Hopefully, are handling Bogdan. So, okay, maybe not Jamie Malarkey either. I don't know. That dude just gets KO'd by everybody. But nevertheless, Muhammad Naimov, my point is Muhammad Naimov is fighting better competition. So, dude, he's going to keep getting takedowns, keep getting top control, bringing the ground and pound. I mean, his striking's okay, has this high guard, has good kicks. I think he can mix in kicks a lot. Bogdan Grad's just a monster on the feet. Like, I wouldn't be mad at either throwing a shot on Bogdan Grad, maybe a KO/decision. It might be something to look at. Throwing a parlay or something like that, a long shot. But, yeah, Muhammad Naimov is my official pick. I got him to win by decision because Bogdan Grad's a tough cookie. So, submission might be alive too. So, like, Bogdan Grad's never faced a wrestler like this OV guy right here. And I think Muhammad Naimov is just going to get takedowns with ease. So 79% of people are picking Muhammad Naimov mostly by decision. 21% of people are picking Bogdan Grad and mostly by decision. So this should be a good fight, though. This should be a good fight. So all right, next fight we have Seokhyeon KO versus Oban Elliott, the Welsh gangster. Odds on the fight, we have plus 380 for KO and minus 500 for Oban Elliott. My pick for this fight is going to be Oban Elliott. Yeah, give me the Welsh gangster. This dude's insanely good. The momentum is crazy. His last win versus Sadykhov really showed out and put on. He has great striking, great boxing. He's tough. He's gritty. He's swaggy. He has confidence. He's a dog and he won't back down. Okay? Finds these shots. Finds a way to find the shot. Good in the clinch. Can mix in the wrestling. Good takedown defense. Good kicks to all levels. Like, this guy is a really good striker. Not so much a grappler, but he can get takedowns and hold people down on the ground and beat you up. So he's not really looking for submissions, but if so, he could. Now KO, on the other hand, karate style kind of fighter, low hands, really good counters and decent power. He is durable, but he's like super hittable. Like, he can eat shots, but like, dude has a bunch of openings because he leaves his hands so low. He can mix in the grappling and, submissions are live. He has decent cardio. Decent judo trips. He has a nice little 1-2. Bouncy kind of movement. Explosive kicks. I just think Oban Elliott is a much better striker. And he may get hit with counters and shots here and there. But Oban Elliott has good movement too. Like, he can avoid all these shots, and I don't think he's going to have a problem closing distance because KO has this like bouncy movement with feints all the time. He has like nice kicks in here and there, and like, but he just like, I don't know, leaves a lot of openings. KO's defense is bad. Let me just get to the point. KO's defense is bad. Okay, hands low, lets people close the distance on him that are good. Oban Elliott is going to knock this guy out. He's been improving. He's a smart dude. Good fighter IQ. Great defense. Misses a lot of shots or lets him roll. So, I really just don't have too much to say about this fight, but the Welsh gangster is going to take care of business. I got him by KO. Oban Elliott by KO. That's my official pick. 93% of people are picking Oban Elliott, mostly by decision. 33% by KO. 7% of people are picking KO, and it's about half and half on the KO decision. So, not surprised everybody's picking Oban Elliott, but I am surprised that they're saying by decision. So, all right, next fight we have Ismail Naurdiev versus Jun-Young Park, the Iron Turtle. Odds on the fight, we have plus 150 for Ismail and minus 180 for Jun-Young Park. My pick for this fight is going to be the Iron Turtle. Give me Jun-Young Park here. Like, I'm confused by these odds. First off, minus 180 to plus 150. What's all the love for Ismail Naurdiev? Okay, this is his second stint in the UFC. He already got booted once. He went 2-2 in the UFC the first time. Yeah, one loss was to Sean Brady, but the other people are names that we don't even mess with now at this time, right? Yeah, he came back and looked good against Bruno Silva, but I think we saw Bruno Silva last time. I think he might be dead somewhere in a ditch. Like, Bruno Silva got beat the hell up, right? It's like, it's not something to brag about at this point. So, to me, Ismail Naurdiev is not really known as good or great. Like, from his last UFC win, which was against Bruno Silva, to his last UFC loss, which was against Sean Brady in a while ago, 4 or 5 years ago, he went 3-3 outside the UFC. Like, and it's not like you're fighting in these elite organizations, and he's kind of losing to some people that aren't really that good. So, yeah, some of them were competitive against good people. I'm not going to give him crap for those, but like, if I don't know, you have to face adversity and all this stuff, but it's just not a good look to go 3-3 outside of the UFC and then come back and beat Bruno Silva out of all people. But anyway, he's gotten out grappled by most people. I think Jun-Young Park is going to find success in that. Okay, he's going to take down Ismail Naurdiev with ease. He has good wrestling, good top control. We've seen it in his last wins, and yes, the Andre Muniz loss is not a good look. I mean, at least it was a split decision loss, and it went into decision. But anyway, I mean, it's not a good look. He was ranked at one point. He needs to check his kicks. He is super hittable, Jun-Young Park is, but I like the pressure. Now, Ismail Naurdiev will have a good first round. I anticipate Jun-Young Park weathering the storm and probably losing the first round, but after that, it'll be a Jun-Young Park takeover, dude. He takes people to deep waters. He will break Ismail in the later rounds, 2-3 rounds. So he will get takedowns. He'll clinch him up. The striking's okay. I think he's probably a little outmatched on the striking there. I mean, I would say Ismail has pretty good kicks and a nice jab. But like other than that, I think Jun-Young Park brings the pressure. He has a nice little 1-2. Right? His striking's okay. He's faced much better competition than Ismail, and he didn't get kicked out of the UFC. Okay, I'm just saying Jun-Young Park is a level above Ismail Naurdiev. I think he gets it done by decision. Jun-Young Park is my pick. 79% of people are picking Jun-Young Park. Most say by decision. 21% of people are picking Ismail Naurdiev. Most say by decision. I don't have any faith in that guy. Sorry. Not at this point. All right, we have Darya Zheleznyakova, the Iron Lady, versus Melissa Mullins. Melissa No Mess Mullins. Odds on the fight plus 220 for Darya and minus 270 for Melissa Mullins. My pick for this fight is going to be Melissa Mullins. Give me no mess. She's going to make a mess here in the octagon. Okay? This girl's tough. She has pretty good striking. And honestly, her takedowns are going to win her this fight. Darya is so sus to getting takedowns. She's got taken down in all of her fights in the UFC. Got subbed up quick versus Eileen Perez here. And got taken down by Montserrat Randolph multiple times. And honestly, you could say that decision could have gone either way. Montserrat looked surprised and upset when that decision got announced. But anyway, aren't they all? But Mullins was ranked at one point. Maybe she still is 15th. Okay. She has had weight cut issues, so maybe look at that. Like she's missed weight like the last two fights. Like not a good look. But when she gets people to the ground, her ground and pound is nice. She's an aggressive fighter. I think she has the edge in the wrestling. Darya is going to be a little bit taller. Once they reach, 5'7" or 5'9" to 5'7". Like, Darya's a pretty big girl, right? But she can get subbed and taken down easy. She's low volume. She's like a little more technical, I will say, than Melissa Mullins, and likes to keep the range, but I think Melissa Mullins will be able to close distance. Unless Darya's throwing out that jab consistently, which maybe, she has the fighter IQ and makes the adjustments to do that. But, she's barely winning her fights. In the UFC, at least. She's super hittable, too. Her face was beat the heck up in her last fight. She was bleeding and bloody everywhere, so... Her get-up game is okay because she's so big, but I think Melissa Mullins will be able to consistently take her down. Melissa Mullins sub is kind of calling my name here, guys. I think that's what I'm going to roll with. Melissa Mullins by submission. She just got her black belt, so I think she's going to try and show it off. All right, 89% of people are picking Melissa Mullins, most say by decision. I'm in the 4.2% by submission. 11% of people are picking Darya, and most say by decision. So they think this fight's going to go all 3 rounds. We'll see. All right, the next fight here, we have Irina Alexieva, the Russian Ronda, versus Claudia Saigula, Odds in the fight -278 for Irina and +225 for Claudia. My pick for this fight is going to be Irina Alekseeva. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. Claudia is, I don't know, really not that good to me. She's really like flat-footed, not the best striker, super hittable on the feet, can get taken down with ease. Like, she's decently strong, and I think that was her come up, right? Like, she was just kind of like out muscling these girls prior coming to the UFC. Like, she has okay takedowns, but doesn't really do anything with them. Like, her ground and pound is not really there. She's super low volume. Like, I mean, and look at the face. Like, this is not an MMA face. This is an MMA face. So, do with that information what you will, but the only way I see her winning this fight is getting a pray and lay over Irina, because Irina doesn't really have the best takedown defense either. Like, she can get taken down with ease too, but like, I think she's like more aggressive, right? Like, she's more of a fighter. Like, she submitted Stephanie Egger, and like, she's tough. Like, and shoulder her punches. She got beat the crap out of in this Melissa Mullins fight. Like, oh man, it was bad. Like, she was just getting hit the crap out of and then taken down and beaten the crap out of the ground. Like, I think she may have, a slight reach? Oh, wow. Big reach advantage, 66 inches to 59. Yeah, she does have some long arms. Like, Irina's raw in a lot of areas too, but I think she's, like, more experienced and a better fighter than Claudia. Claudia's record is just kind of just based off of athleticism, and I don't think that's going to win her the fight here. It won't. Irina at least has a decent one too. She's Russian, right? She's powerful. Like, she may walk into shots, but she'll throw shots at you. Like, she's not best in the pocket, but I think the aggressiveness, the pressure, she may be even, like, she might just take down Claudia with ease too. Like, no way I'm picking Claudia in this fight. And if she wins, it'll surprise me. I thought the odds would be much wider here. They're giving Claudia some credit, or they're saying Irina sucks in these odds. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think I got Irina by KO or submission. Which one would I actually land on? Probably KO. Irina KO is my official play, my official pick. All right, 79% of people are picking Irina, most say by decision, slight by submission. 21% of people are picking Saigula, most say by decision. Dude, I think she's just going to handle Claudia, dude. I think the under on the rounds may be something to look at here, so. Yeah. We move on. All right, next fight. And let me just say, Tapology, you guys got to update your photos here. The difference in quality on these pictures here is insane. But we have Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azat Maxim. Odds in the fight -360 for Tagir and +285 for Azat. My pick for this fight is going to be Tagir Ulanbekov. Give me the last OV on the card, okay? Give me the Dagestani wrestler. Give me the guy that trains with Khabib and who will have Khabib in his corner, okay? Who has great wrestling, great takedowns, great top control, rolls with top control. Striking's okay. Not his really go-to, but has some decent kicks. Nice striking here and there. He is a tad chinny at times, and look, I'm not going to lie. Maxim is a pretty nice striker, okay? Got some speedy hands. Powerful, too. He's just like very flashy and poppy, right? Good counter shots too. Likes to bang in the pocket, but he can get taken down. He does scramble, right? And granted, what was his last fight? Charles Johnson? Yeah, this is a year and a half ago now. So, I'd say Tagir is, fighting a little bit more. Just beat Clayton Carpenter there. Their feet, like, I don't know. What's up with this? Like, Tagir's getting all these, like, people fed to him, like putting his rank on the line for nothing. Like, I don't understand it. So, I don't know if he just, like, needs to prove a point to get a ranked opponent. Like, But I think he takes out Maxim. I think the UFC experience will show. I mean, you've got training with Khabib, training with all those people over there in Dagestan. You have great wrestling, great top control, great takedowns. I think it goes all 3 rounds because Maxim is tough, and he did that with Charles Johnson. But Ulanbekov has a clear wrestling advantage here. If he can't get this fight to the mat, he may have some issues. So I'll leave it at that. But I have full confidence here that Tagir is just going to put on a wrestle fuck over Maxim and get the job done. So Tagir Ulanbekov by decision is my pick. Wow, 93% of people are picking Tagir. Most say by decision. 7% of people are picking Maxim. Most say by decision. So look, it'll be a good fight. Maxim's a cool little prospect. He's tough. I wish he would have got better opponents than Charles Johnson and Tagir Ulanbekov here, because that's a tough 2 to go up against, So hey, but we'll see how he fares out here. But Tagir is probably just gonna handle him, dude. So all right, next fight. And hey, if you guys are new, or if you haven't, and I mean, gosh, if you made it this far, please click that subscribe button. We are on the road to 300 subscribers. Okay, throw a like, throw a comment for the algorithm. You know how that stuff works. So, but hey, let's get to it. The first fight of the night to open things off, we have Mohammed Usman, the motor, brother of Kamaru Usman, versus Hamdi Adawahab, the hammer. Odds on the fight -175 for Hamdi and +145 for Mohammed Usman. My pick for this fight's going to be Hamdi Adawahab. I mean, every time he fights, he just somehow wins. I don't know why. I've picked him every time. There's been some close calls. Oh, wow. Now the Dontel Mays fight is becoming no contest. That's probably because of roids. Yeah, he's a roid taker. You know what I mean? Probably didn't beat Jamahal Pogues. Got outstruck there. But I think he can handle business over Mohammed Usman. Hamdi's a former, Olympic wrestler. So dude's, well versed in that, but really doesn't use it, right? He was just like throwing kicks out, throwing strikes out, like clinching on the fence, trying takedowns but missing. Would he get a takedown over Mohammed Usman? I don't know. Mohammed Usman's like a really big guy, super athletic. Everyone will say he used to play football and is the brother of Kamaru Usman. But football was in college, and that was, how many years ago? 15 years ago, you know what I mean? So, 36 years old, going up against 32, so Hamdi's a little bit, younger in the situation here. Mohammed Usman is just like low volume. I wish you put more combos together. He only throws one strike at a time, and they're not even after the first round, they're not even strikes to kind of knock you out. They're just strikes to punch you. You know what I mean? So I think honestly, this is going to be a boring 3-round opener. I think Hamdi's going to win and have some Baku bias. So, will he get tested in round 3? I don't know. But overall, I think Hamdi has at least the wrestling advantage. He's a little bit shorter. Probably a little bit heavier. Oh, not really an interesting fight to me, to be honest with you. So, Hamdi by decision. That's my pick. 71% of people are picking Hamdi Adawahab. Most say by decision. 29% of people are picking Mohammed Usman. Most say by decision. So, all right, folks. That is UFC Baku. A pick and prediction for every single fight. If you made it this far, again, please click that subscribe button. We are on the path to 300 subscribers. I appreciate it if you did it. Patreon's free. Links in the description. That's where you can get all of my bets before when I place them. The bets video comes out Wednesday, Thursday sometimes. So I place these bets, sometimes today, tomorrow. I placed a bunch of bets for UFC Baku, previously and last week. So basically, I get ahead of the odds. That's what I'm saying. Get in on the odds when they're good. Subscribe to the Patreon. It's free. So, Young Pasty, out. Let's have a good week this week, guys. Starts early, 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Keep that in mind. Let's go.